Major General Stewart Byrne was born in Louisville, Kentucky, February 9, 1940, to William R. and Evelyn C. Byrne. He grew up working in the family florist and nursery business. He enjoyed athletic competition, built model aircraft, developed leadership skills as a Boy Scout, even played guitar in a popular rock and roll band. He started his flying career as a cadet in the Air Force Reserve Officers Training Program at the University of Louisville. In April 1962, with a second lieutenant commission in his hand and 47 hours in his logbook, he entered Air Force pilot training. Upon graduation, he served as an instructor pilot in T-33 and T-38 aircraft, then on to fly the F-100 Super Sabre. With only 50 hours in the aircraft, now Captain Byrne headed for Bien Ho Air Base, Vietnam, where he flew 294 combat missions from April 1967 to April 1968. He and his squadron mates tried to bring their aircraft home in one piece, but occasionally maintenance had a little extra work to do before the next day's missions. With over 300 holes and a raging fire, Captain Byrne was fortunate to bring this one back after a bomblet exploded just as it departed the aircraft. It was suspected that many Super Sabres were lost due to malfunctioning CBU-2 weapons. This was the proof needed to suspend their use. Captain Byrne was one of 3 Air Force pilots decorated by President Lyndon Johnson during a surprise visit to Vietnam in December 1967. He received the Silver Star for a mission flown earlier in the year. He was known to pursue the enemy aggressively, particularly when troops were in contact. He was awarded the Distinguished Flying Crosses for 2 separate missions and accumulated 15 air medals before departing Vietnam. On the way to his next assignment in England, he invited a young lady he had only met 3 weeks earlier while on R&R in Australia to join him in San Francisco. They made their way across the states to Louisville, where they were married. Megan has been by his side for over 40 years. The assignment in Europe was interesting, with duty in England, Germany, Italy, Turkey, Spain, and Libya. The unit was tasked with a nuclear alert commitment, and Captain Byrne was the squadron weapons officer. After 9 years in the active Air Force, Captain Byrne returned home to fly the RF-101 Voodoo with the Kentucky Air National Guard. He served as a full-time flying training instructor, tactics officer, maintenance test pilot, and chief of standardization and evaluation. In July 1978, Lieutenant Colonel Byrne assumed command of the 165th Tactical Reconnaissance Squadron, flying the Mach 2 RF-4C Phantom II, and later served as the Wing Deputy Commander for Operations. The Kentucky Air National Guard was recognized as the top Air National Guard flying unit with presentation of the Spats Trophy. They won the National Photo Finish Flying Competition and received the Air Force Outstanding Unit Award during this period. Colonel Byrne returned to active duty with the Air Force February 1982 and served as the Air National Guard Advisor, 9th Air Force, Shaw Air Force Base, and South Carolina. He was transferred to Langley Air Force Base, Virginia in July of 1986, where he served as advisor to the Commander Tactical Air Command. He continued in an active flying status during this period and was presented the prestigious National Guard Bureau Eagle Award for his accomplishments. April 1992, Colonel Byrne assumed command of the 123rd Airlift Wing and transitioned into the new C-130H aircraft, the first production airlift aircraft equipped with defensive systems. Colonel Byrne's fighter and headquarter experience was invaluable when arguing for the new defensive systems. He was responsible for the construction of an entirely new Air National Guard base at Louisville, Kentucky, while having the newly equipped aircraft deployed to Somalia, Rwanda, Bosnia, Central and South America. After promotion to Brigadier General, Byrne continued to maintain currency as aircraft commander during flight combat missions to assure competency of his crews. His unit was presented its 8th Air Force Outstanding Unit Award for accomplishments during this period and was recognized with the Rusty Metcalf Trophy as the top Air National Guard airlift unit. He became the Air National Guard's assistant to the commander, Pacific Air Forces, May 1995, and is seen here at the headquarters in Hawaii after being promoted to Major General. He received the Air Force Distinguished Service Medal in May 1998, culminating a 36-year Air Force career. General Byrne has logged over 6,500 flying hours in a variety of military and civilian aircraft. He currently enjoys flying the family Mooney aircraft he's owned for over 25 years. The Byrnes have 2 children, Catherine has a business degree from Miami University in Ohio, and she's a human resource manager for Nobel Metals Corporation in Shelbyville. James Matthew, a 2000 graduate of the U.S. Air Force Academy with a degree in operations research, flew F-15Cs for 3 years at Langley Air Force Base, Virginia, and was one of the first pilots combat-ready in the new F-22 Raptor. He is now an instructor pilot in the aircraft at Elmendorf Air Force Base, Alaska. It is therefore fitting that Stewart R. Byrne, a leader whose acts have brought honor to Kentucky, be enshrined in the official Aviation Hall of Fame of the Commonwealth of Kentucky.